Hey you guys, it's me, Frankie. Today's video, I guess, is going to be about Girl Meets World. As you can hear in the background, it's the theme song called Take on the World, and it is by Sabrina Carpenter, and wait for it, it's still loading. Um, and Ron Blanchard? I don't know. Well, Sabrina Carpenter, okay? She's the friend, which I guess in this case is going to be Sean's daughter. It looks like it. She's very familiar. She's very, familiar to the character Sean Hunter is. We don't know her. I think I don't know if they've said her last name. I think they have, but it always takes the woman's name or the man's name. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to write about it, but might as well just make a video about it. So first things first. A lot of people have been complaining about the humor in it. The humor is for kids. First of all, it's the first season, so basically if this is going to be anything like Boy Meets World, then it's going to be very dull at first. It's going to be very much about younger people and younger students, I guess. It's not going to be about relationships, sex, or even getting married if it takes that far, which I really do. I really hope it does, because seeing that it was so sorry, seeing that the first one was very, very impactful for everyone in some sort of way. It's really like it has a lot of pressure on it. I would feel so much pressure. Sorry, I'm showing. I would feel a lot of pressure if I was on that show, especially if I was in Corey and Topanga's position. They're carrying the show and they're hoping to have it at least go halfway, and I hope it does at least go halfway. But since it's a girl version, I really hope that they take it all the way, and maybe even to the 8th season. Who knows? This might surpass Boy Meets World in another generation. But in a world where pregnancy is important, being young, pregnancy is so on TV and everything, and now virginity is popular or getting popular. I guess it's in my way of saying it, it's damage control. I love how it's basically damage control in a way that Disney can actually help. I hate my hair right now. It's not cooperating with me. I can't talk today. I was actually a little emotional earlier. My siblings' pit bull passed away, so rest in peace, Tazzy Poo. His name is Taz, but we call him Tazzy Poo. But anyways, this series is going to be much like the show, because I'm pretty sure it was in the same state, or maybe even slower, but it was changing. It was changing the way people looked at kids, teenagers, and adults. It was changing a lot. I actually downloaded the whole series of Boy Meets World on my computer, and I'm actually watching it as the show goes on, just to see how similar and how different it is. Of course, the technology and everything is going to be much more different and advanced, but still, it's right on. It doesn't focus on cell phones like most teenagers these days will be doing. But hopefully this damage control can actually control the damage that cell phones and technology has done to the world. In my book, ever since the show came out, I've been really thinking about how important an iPhone is, or a BlackBerry is. You know, it's very, it takes over our lives. And Miranda Lambert, her song "Automatic" is the most beautiful anthem, or I guess you can say like tribute to our old lives, where you had to, in the song it says what happened to, if you had something to say, you would write it in a letter, put it in the mail, and get it 3 days later. You know, I'm a real romantic and Renaissance kind of man, so I really think that I would love for my relationship, or any relationship that I have that's far away, I would love to one day just, especially if it's worth it, like if it's a relationship, then I really would like my partner to send me letters or send me pictures in the mail, you know, just to know that, just to make my day, you know, like, because you never know what's in the future. So if they send you, like today, and or 2 days prior, they send it to you, and you're having a bad day today, and it shows up, it can make you very happy because they actually took it out of their day to actually, you know, actually fucking put in the work to show you that they care. So I really like that texting is not a lot. There's not a lot of texting in the show. There's not a lot of talk about computers. There's actually an episode. I think it's called Girl Meets World, I think, or somewhere around there. Girl Meets Boy, something. Yeah, Girl Meets Boy, and it's the episode. They go to a library, and the kids don't know what the hell a library is, and that's most of the time like that's most of the time what people or kids think, that a library is only at school. No, there's libraries all over the country. There will be a library with my books in it. You know, I'm a writer, so I really hope that books stay in our culture, and that writing stays in our culture, because texting, you can't rely on that. Writing, I can rely on. I tell everyone else that I can, in a storm, all I need is paper, a light, and a pencil. That's all I need to enjoy myself and to actually, you know, keep and let the time pass by. That or a book. You know, if there's no TV, then I go for a walk, get lost in my own thoughts, and from there, even there, I get ideas. So I think, I'm sorry, I'm moving away from the subject. But yeah, a lot of the show, I hope, makes Damage Control. There, of course, there's a lot of good shows coming out, like Finding Carter. I'm actually getting into that. I've been into Foster's, which is changing the way we look at families, and how we look at the gay family, you know, that's down the street that no one talks to because they're scared of it. There's Switched at Birth, which is actually opening my eyes to sign language, and it's I don't know what that was, so don't try. But it's changing the world. You know, TV is going the right way. MTV is still trying to, you know, hold on to that bit of hope, but but I really hope that it it does its job as for showing kids what is right and what is wrong, and what is too much and what is just right. You know what I mean? Like, what's the right way, what's the wrong way, what's the easy way, and what's the hard way. But I love the characters. I love Corey and Topanga. I love their kids. Augie is my favorite. Augie and Farkle. Those two are just my absolute favorite. I wish I had a kid right now, because I would be watching it every Sunday, or every Friday. Sorry, every Friday with them. Yeah, it's a great show. I recommend it to adults and their children and their families. I recommend it to my friends. It's a great show. It's great for learning how to be a parent, one, and like how to, you know, I don't know. For teenagers, of course, it's not going to be as good. But I think for kids that are in that age range, I think it's really good. It teaches you about friends and not being right away boyfriends, which is another thing it teaches. It teaches our kids to not jump into something. Just be friends with them. Just hang out with them. Even if you're at an age that's 15 and 16 and people are growing up, you do not have to grow up. You do not have to grow up until you hit high school. You do not have to grow up until you get your junior year. That's when you start thinking about the future and everything else. But there's an episode where there's a lot of spoilers in here, but like the title says. But I love how Augie he's dating an older woman, and he's only like, I think 7 or 8, and the older woman's like 10 years old, and he's like trying to be a grown up. He's trying to be like his dad Corey, and it's so cute. But Lord knows if my son ever tried to act like that, I'd be like, first of all, your age. Look at your age. Act it. I don't want I don't want my kids to have a Facebook. I don't want my kids to have a phone. It takes away from, it takes the value away from your life and the value away from what you can actually do on your own. Draw, write, talk, think, and it really I'm a victim of going into this. I'm not a victim, but I'm also I'm someone that actually bought into the internet and Facebook and all that. At first, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I already had MySpace, and that was just enough. I would go on there every weekend that I can, but now I go on Facebook every single fucking second. So I wish I would have like stuck with pen and paper, but not complaining. Facebook is a beautiful thing, but our next generation can't just sit on a couch and play video games all day. They need to go outside. They need to actually be outdoors. You need to lay off your kids and trust them that they know, especially if you know that you've done right by them. So, sorry guys, that's all the time I had for today. But love you, stay beautiful, and